Hello everybody, welcome back. So my last video you watched me test out the new base over there, which I haven't repaired or fixed or done anything with yet. So I had another idea for a Blood Moon base. It's not really a base, just out of pure curiosity to see if it worked. So I'll take you to that one. I was gonna throw some gas in my car. And by the way, I figured if this helps anybody out, it took me forever to figure out how to repair cars in Darkness Falls because it's so much different than vanilla. So you just hold your menu and repair. It took me so long to figure that out, so it's right there. Yeah, so we will drive over to my idea here. Where did I put it on the... I saved it so that I could... Oh my goodness. Look at me. Okay. Yeah, it's right there. Saved. And it's not in here. Okay, well, there we go. Found it now. Okay. So, we will head over to it. Wherever it is on the map. It's not popping up. Oh, there it is. My goodness, I must be blind tonight. So, if you are wondering what happened to my lovely Mordor that I made in a different video that I made, I ended up losing it permanently in the abyss of God knows where. One of the times that I logged in, I had that, falling forever stuck in the sky emoji. And when I was able to get myself out of that, my car somehow got lost, and I even put myself into God mode to try and get it, and no can do. So my poor, beautiful car is gone, but I mean, I could always make another one, but I figured might as well drive around the Nova. And for now, which, by the way, also if it helps anybody out, I will show you how to fix that. So, if you open up your debug menu by going in here, I have it on right now, but so debug, press escape, and then hit teleport, and it will randomly put you somewhere on the ground. Okay, my car wants to go for a swim. No, I don't think so. There, let's use the tree is flat ground that might stop it from wanting to go for a swim. Okay, there we go. Okay, so like I said, this is a complete experiment. I built myself an incredibly long bridge. So it's not actually a base, it's a bridge. So apparently in vanilla, zombies don't spawn in water, and they don't spawn inside of 50 blocks from you. So the theory is that this is actually 93 blocks. I counted, so I went a little overboard, but so the theory is that if I'm in the water outside of 90 blocks away from, 50 blocks away, that they will not be able to spawn to get me in the middle of the lake. That's the theory. Will it work in Darkness Falls? I don't know, but we are going to find out. So, just a reminder, when you're building these things, I don't know if you can see, I had to make a whole bunch of pillars to be able to give it just support to carry on. So just a reminder that once your blocks start turning yellow like that, it means that you can't put them down. You're getting to your, physics support. And then if they're pink, everything will fall down that you've just done. So see, they're white here, yellow here. So that means the structure it's attaching to can't withhold the weight. So just a reminder when you're building these things, so you don't lose your entire hours worth of work or whatever. So I'm just gonna make myself a little platform here. Not like it'll really do much, but I'll still be further away, and then this way maybe I won't actually fall into the water to my death. Possibly. I don't know. Another tip is being how the let's do some lights too. Being how the water in this game is so incredibly broken when you are underwater. If you're not using God mode or creative mode to be able to get yourself out quickly, you can drown very quickly while building down here. So if you put ladders up your pillars, it makes getting out of the water a lot faster. So in case anyone needs that tidbit of information. Alright, there's some lanterns. Let's light it up. If all else fails, we could just enjoy the lantern on the lake for this blood moon. So anyway, so like I said, they're not supposed to be able to spawn in water, and they don't spawn within 50 blocks of you. So, like I said, will this work in Darkness Falls? Are the rules still the same? Is this just an absolute wacko crazy idea? That's probably most likely like my last video. Hey, can I survive without using a weapon when I have mass amounts of hordes coming for me? Oh, look at that. Woofy came to the water. So, just to see, I'm going to knock out some of these. Hopefully I don't knock out all my supports and everything goes flying. I doubt it though. Okay, so they shouldn't. Oh, and a woofy. They shouldn't be able to get on that because they don't do good in water either. So got more company coming. Alrighty, so I can't even jump in water. Okay, well, this is where a ladder would come in handy. So I'll just use my float to get up there. So yeah, I guess if I can't jump up there, hopefully they won't be able to, but I bet you they will. So run over to my platform here. It looks like I need to heal, and I forgot my broken drone back there. Okay, so get some healing going. Alright, should be okay. And then take a drink, and then we will fast forward the time to our blood moon. I did that one last time, I think. Let's try that one. Okay, so turn off creative, debug. Okay, so we will see how boring this gets to be, or exciting. So I doubt they're gonna spawn this way, so there's no point in me really looking that way. Okay, so far all is quiet. Okay, so it's an hour game time later. So far all is quiet. You do kind of have to appreciate a nice full moon. But so far, there are no zombies at all. Anyway. Okay, so here we're at another game hour later. And the moon is way up in the sky this time. That's about all I have to show you is the moon. So everything is still quiet here. Nothing yet. Yeah. Okay, it's another game hour later, and the moon has moved again. The water is looking pretty green with some kind of whirlpool thing going on here. My lanterns are still standing. You can see the bottom right here, but still all is quiet. No zombies yet. Okay, another hour later, and I've been mesmerized by this cool reflection from the red moon on the water. It's kind of like watching a campfire or something. I don't know. Looks pretty cool, but oh, look at that. The moon went behind the clouds, and still no zombies. Okay, another hour later, and I've realized that you can make the reflection move by moving. Even though I knew that before, I've just been kind of playing around with it this last game hour. We're almost at the morning chime, and I have not seen anything or anyone all night. So, I mean, by the time I'm done talking, it's probably going to be the morning chime. So, this blood moon was even more boring than the video that I did, wondering if you could survive blood moon underground at bedrock. So the answer is yes. And I did have a crazy idea a couple of videos ago. Can you survive a Horde night without firing a bullet? And I guess I was just going about it the wrong way, because I've survived a Horde night without firing a bullet. So I guess this may actually be a good place to have a base. Not necessarily a Horde base, your home base. Because if on Horde night I didn't get any zombies, not even one coming at me, I mean, you could do all your forging out here, you could do your cooking out here, you wouldn't, I obviously I haven't tested all that on what kind of heat you would portray, but you obviously would portray all the heat on Horde night, so you would think that any heat that you created during the day wouldn't even compare to Horde night. So, and then you could sit up here and you could have yourself like some panoramic windows, and you could have a nice balcony with a little fireplace. You'd be out here roasting marshmallows on the lake for your blood moons. So, I guess this has now been officially tested, and I more than survived. And I think maybe in my next playthrough I will build a base on a lake. You just do have to keep in mind that when it's the 50 blocks, it's in all directions. So, make sure that you're not in any coves or anything. Obviously it's quite far away from the shore on either side. So, you'd have to just make sure you're outside of 50 blocks of the shoreline. Yeah, here comes the morning chime. Okay, so that is blood moon officially over, and my theory has now been tested. that this would work in Darkness Falls as well as vanilla, so in a sense this could be an AFK base, an AFK all day base. Like yeah, I don't think you'd get bothered out there. You know, if I were to actually make this a home base as well, I'd make this bridge obviously a lot wider to allow for my cars to drive like right out to it. Yeah, that's definitely interesting to see. So now I've tested another base. I don't know. Does that really count as a base? Does it? It's a platform in the middle of the water. I don't think that that qualifies as a base. I tested a bridge. A structure. Well, I tested something, but anyways, ooh, don't go in the water. This car is very bad at terrain, by the way. If you ever want to try this car, it's very bad at terrain and it drifts a lot, so you gotta really be prepared. Oh, another river. Ah! And there's, oh, God, I missed the ore. So what I think I might try doing for my next video is I want to take some more looks at underground bases. Because the underground base that I'd used in vanilla, in my first playthrough in vanilla, actually, sorry, it was my second playthrough in vanilla, I did, yeah, like I did a massive hole that they fall into pretty much onto a bunch of traps with me and like a cage around the hole. And that base did not work in Darkness Falls at all. I did show you in another one of my videos, the Can You Survive Underground video. And so this is, oh, I'll turn creative back on. So this is the remnants of where I had my old underground base, which worked fine in vanilla because I had this nice hole for them here. And for anyone who didn't watch the other video, I'll just show you. So, you know, they'd fall down this hole, and then the idea was I would be up, you know, in this caged area. I had this all lined with turrets, and then I was planning to line the rest of it with turrets, like all the way around. There was blade traps there. And then I'd had this all lined with blade traps, and then they would kind of come around here, all lined with blade traps with a way for me to walk above it. And then, you know, I had my back room in here, and then I had, you know, my generators and whatnot in here. And so, yeah, so I was able to get kind of around it. And so, you know, I'd stand here, and for whatever reason, they just did not want to come down this hole. They dug everywhere else to be able to get to me, rather than just go down the hole that I laid out for them right there. So, you know, I went to repair it, and then I thought to myself, like, this is gonna take way too much time. So I gave up on the idea of repairing it and actually used it as a clay site whenever I needed soil. So I pretty much gave up this base for the tower that you see there in the distance that the majority of the videos have been in. So what I was thinking of maybe doing this time, instead of a tube that they fall down, is I would do a tube that I stay in, and then perhaps tunnels around it, so that they have to go into the tunnel, and then I can give myself essentially like a kill box tube, you know, and then I can maybe put gates on either side with different levels. And I don't know, I'm not really sure how intricate I'm going to make it, but that's kind of my next idea, something along those lines. I guess we'll see kind of what I come up with when I get around to doing that. I could also use the remnants of my last kill corridor right here. Let's just make sure I don't park my car in the hole. That would not be fun. I could use this and give myself like a hovering box, you know, maybe like this high off the ground, and then, you know, make sure that they fall around me, so then I'd be shooting like down at them. So I don't know, I guess I'll play around with ideas. Oh, lots of wildlife out. Yeah, so now you can check out my videos for the two bases here that I have tested and the failed idea of the pool party base. I haven't, however, tried to make some form of pathing for them to be able to follow to make a base like this possibly work, but unless you were using Creative Menu where you had the water blocks readily available, a base like this is just unfeasible to carry, you know, 200 buckets of water back and forth from a water source, especially if you are far away from a water source and you don't have a working sink. So that one's kind of, I don't know, it might be, I don't know, maybe I can do something with it. I don't know, I think it's just going to end up being a pool in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, I will get to work on some form of underground kill box. Yeah, I haven't decided what it's going to look like, but I'll think of some ideas, I'll get building it, and we'll test it. So, as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.